Welcome to Rage Against the Regime Radio, where status quo gets taken to task. With your host, Bobby Who's Demand. Don't be a stranger. Give us a call at 929-477-3565 or contact us at rageagainsttheregimepodcast@gmail.com or on our Twitter at RATR Podcast. And please like our Facebook page. On with the show. Here's Bobby.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to another edition of Rage Against the Regime Radio. I'm your host, Bobby Who's the Man. We have some business to get down to today, and most of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about is going to be about the RNC convention going on in Cleveland. Today, everybody knew it was going to happen. So the Republicans came together and they got enough signatures to do a roll call and to try to displace Donald Trump's delegates. And when they tried to do their little overtake and, their call to the Speaker of the House or Speaker that was in charge on the floor, he recognized them and then he shot them down. Then more Republicans were shutting them down left and right. Now look, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. And anybody that's Republican, if you don't agree with me, then turn off the podcast right now. Because I'm going to tell you like this. Donald Trump won the delegates and he won the nomination for the Republican Party. There is no other candidate. There is no other Republican candidate. We've talked about Ted Cruz. Mr. Cruz stuck his head between his legs and kissed his ass goodbye. He took his ball and went home, and it should have been to the country that he comes from, which is Canada. His parents come from Cuba and Canada. So, let's just put it this way. Cruz gave up. He took his ball, he went home. And do you know how he signed his death warrant and we knew that it was over with? The moment that he announced that Carly was going to be his vice president, we knew right then and there, oh yeah, he's calling it in, that's it, he's giving up. She's as crooked as Hillary Clinton, if not worse. Believe me when I tell you, she's very, very crooked. And everybody talks about, Donald Trump did this and that, with businesses, he bankrupted them, and she's done it also. But we're not here to talk about her. We're here to talk about Donald Trump. He is the nominee for the Republican Party. He went out and busted his ass. He canvassed. He had people canvass for him. The Republican Party has spoken. And not just the Republican Party. Look at how many Democrats went over and voted for Donald Trump. Look at how many conservatives, how many people from other parties have come over to vote for Donald Trump. And I am one of them. Okay? I've never been considered a Democrat. I've always voted Democrat my whole life because that's the way that I was raised in Chicago. Chicago is a democratic machine, a political machine. Everything is ran, by unions and everything else. That's all Democrat. My mother and my stepfather always voted Democrat because he worked for the city, and we were told we had to vote Democrat. I didn't know any better. I didn't know anything about politics. I was doing what my parents told me to do. Like you're supposed to do. How you're supposed to be raised, to listen to your parents, as long as they're telling you something that's right. I was doing what they were telling me. So I voted Democrat until I knew well enough to vote for the candidate that meets the criteria. Doesn't have to be a Democrat, doesn't have to be a Republican, doesn't have to be conservative or a liberal or a Tea Party person, whatever. As long as the person meets the criteria in your mind. So, to get back to it, Donald Trump has had record numbers of people to come out and support him and to vote for him more than any other in history. The American people are speaking. If you cannot hear it, then turn up the volume, because plenty are speaking for him, plenty want him in office. So prepare yourselves. Because I can tell you right now, if he is not the Republican nominee by the time that this RNC is over with, all hell will break loose. I promise you, all hell will break loose. I mean, for anybody else to be in there and to get the nomination after all the hard work that he put in, ladies and gentlemen, he has businesses to run. He's a multi-billionaire. Do you think that he needed to do this? He didn't need to do this. It's not like he needed this job or, whatever. He didn't need the money. That's for damn sure. He's got better things to be doing. But he wants to make this country great again. There's nothing wrong with that. And I actually back that. I think when he speaks from the heart. Okay? He's not trying to tell you some BS story like the goof that we have in office right now, or the other goof that's trying to get in office. Those people, all they do is lie. They're career politicians. Donald Trump is not a career politician. Donald Trump is a businessman. We've talked about, hey, he's bankrupt businesses. And people do that sometimes because they're trying to make money with the business and they know that the business is about to falter. So what do? They file bankruptcy to save themselves and make money. That's what it's all about, folks. Okay? That's exactly what it's all about. There's nothing wrong with that. The man wants our country to bring jobs back. He wants our country to be safe. He wants to put up walls. He wants to do all kinds of stuff. And I'm sick of the people saying, he's a racist, and he's made all these racial remarks and this and that. And every time I ask for proof, being a video or audio, none of you can present it. You want to tell me all these terrible things that he said and terrible things that he's done that's racially inclined, but you can never present proof, ever. So drop it already. The man is not a racist. He never has been. If you go back in the history of him and what he's done and, for his businesses and everything else, he hires people from all walks of life. He doesn't just go out and hire white people or, go out and hire Hispanics because he thinks that, he's going to be able to save a buck and this and that. That's not what he's about. And I'm sick of people trying to say, this is what he's about, this is him, this is whatever. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Look, folks, if Hillary Clinton is our next president, we are in trouble. We are going to be facing another 8 years of crap. And I know I'm saying 8 years. I should really be saying 4 years, but I'm saying 8 years, okay? I'm saying 8. Because chances are it's going to be 4 and then another 4. I hope I'm wrong. God, do I hope I'm wrong. But let's be serious, folks. The wool's going to be pulling over our eyes just like it was with Obama. Anybody thinks that he was voted in for a second term is just out of your rabbit-ass mind. It just didn't happen. I know a lot of you would like to believe that it did, but it didn't. How did it happen? We don't really need to go into that. We're talking about politicians, folks. We don't need to get into the games that they play. We don't need to get into any of that bullcrap. We know it's a game, okay? And with George Soros on Obama's side, that right there should tell you enough. Obama is the worst president in the history of the United States of America. He's done more to bring our country down than any other. He's done more things against the American people than any other. He's in bed with our enemies. He's trying to collapse the American dollar. He's trying to dismantle our military. I mean, what does it really take for you people to see this? I think a lot of you don't want to believe it. It's before your very eyes. What is it going to take for you to see it? Seriously. What is it going to take for you to see these things before your very eyes? Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what the outcome is going to be from this RNC. I just know one thing for sure. I hope and pray that the right thing is done and that Donald Trump will be the Republican Party's nominee when this is all said and done. Just like he went out and worked so hard for. Now, another thing that I want to cover, I've been sent information all day today from different people that the Bikers for Trump had it out with the Black Lives Matter group, and that it happened at the Soldier and Sailor Monument in Cleveland, Ohio. Now, I've looked all over the place. I'm not even going to lie. I've looked everywhere. JoJo from the Moretti group, from the Moretti show, she could not find anything. Becky couldn't find anything. I mean, we've had people all over the place looking for any information that we could find about this and have found nothing. Absolutely nothing. I went on Dabu's channel, tried following it. His channel was breaking up really bad. I went on Alex Jones's channel. I've been all over the place looking everywhere today to see if I could find anything about it, and I didn't find anything. But on Broadcastify, I listened to the scanners, and they had a thing in there saying that the two groups got into a fight and that they had it out. Now, I gotta be honest with you, I also looked all over the place to see if I could see how many bikers showed up. Now, I've been following this really, really closely, and I've been following, how many bikers are going here and there and, whatever, and the numbers have not been so great. And today, the numbers weren't very good either. And if they were, I missed them. I didn't see the people. Because I'm going to tell you right now, it looked terrible. The outcome looked terrible. It looked like there might have been, 20 bikes? Maybe a few more than that? When they had their little rally going on? I mean, I was sitting there, I couldn't believe it. Because they were saying, there's going to be anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 bikers here, and we're going to be out in full force and patrolling and everything else. Look, this is not a knock to them at all. So please do not take it as a knock. But, it's kind of heartbreaking to think that these guys are putting all this work into this group, and, they're going out and getting all these t-shirts and all these other things for people to buy. Okay, I get it. They want people to show support to them, and as you should. Not if they're trying to have people, buy things so they can make money, because it's not about that. But it's about showing support for the group. I get it. But I'm going to tell you, looking at the numbers that I saw, like I said, it was heartbreaking. I'm looking around and I'm like, holy cow, man. There might be about 20 people here. About 20 bikers. Maybe a few more. But not a whole lot more, I can tell you that. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But I just didn't see the numbers. One thing that I did think was really, really cool was Judge Jeanine Pirro was on the back of the, I forgot the founder's name. But she was on the back of his bike, and I thought that was pretty awesome. She's a very good-looking woman. She looks really good on a bike. But, folks, come on. Like I said, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll eat it. But I just didn't see a whole lot of people out there, and especially, I'm talking about, bikers. When it came to other groups, there was other groups all over the place. But I think that there was way more protesters than there was for anybody in support of Trump. Now, look, it's still early. Okay? Still early. Today's the first day of the convention. We got a long way to go here all week long. Bobby Powell from The Truth is Viral will be there in a couple days. I think maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. When he gets there, we're going to link up with him. We're going to talk to him. We're going to get some information. I'm sure that he's going to be broadcasting live on video. We're going to try to add his feeds. Bobby does a great job with the audio and everything else. I kind of wish that Dabu's connection would have been a little bit better, because I would love to have been able to share some more of his information. Actually, him and the other guy that he was with, I can't remember his name, Be Nice or something. So I would love to be able to promote all these people. So, ladies and gentlemen, though, let's hope and pray that the outcome is what it's supposed to be. Because if not, I have a feeling that, if the Republicans take it away from Trump, I think that they might be in cahoots with the other dingbats. And if that's the case, we're really, really, really in trouble. All right, that's going to be it for now. So until next time, you have been listening to me, Bobby Who's the Man, at Rage Against the Regime Radio.